When I first heard the headline, Blake Lively's lawsuit merely about reputation and should be thrown out, says Justin Baldoni, I almost choked on my coffee. Because in the glitzy world of Hollywood, reputation is everything, yes, but to claim that's all this is? That raises so many questions. Grab a seat, settle in, because the layers here go way beyond red carpets and Instagram selfies, and please make sure you share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. In December 2024, Blake Lively filed a complaint with the California Civil Rights Department and then a lawsuit against Justin Baldoni, accusing him of sexual harassment and of creating a hostile work environment on the set of the film It Ends With Us. Fast forward to November 2025, Baldoni's legal team files a motion asking the judge to dismiss her suit, arguing it's about Hollywood reputations, not genuine legal wrongs. So, is this a personal grievance, a structural problem, or something else entirely? Keep watching, because the next section digs into why this question matters more than you might think. Blake's version of events paints a disturbing picture. She says that while filming, she endured remarks about her appearance, awkward comments, and a sense of being in a hostile environment. Her lawsuit alleges that when she raised concerns, she was retaliated against, with a smear campaign launched to damage her reputation. Why does this strike a chord? Because we've seen the headlines, #MeToo, belittled voices, the daunting power imbalance on film sets. Blake's claims tap into that larger narrative of women speaking up. But here's the pivot. If her goal was simply to protect her reputation, is that enough for a legal case? That's where Baldoni comes in, and where the story gets messy. Now enter Justin Baldoni's camp, waving a very different banner. In his legal filing, he and his studio assert that most of the alleged comments were sporadic misunderstandings and awkward comments, not misconduct. They say that after Blake raised concerns, the issues were addressed. More boldly, Baldoni's argument: this case is really about reputations, his reputation. His lawyers argued that he had a right to hire a crisis management firm after Blake's public statements, and that Blake's own actions contributed to harm to her and his. The filing reads, this is a dispute about Hollywood reputations, not genuine legal wrongs. So we're presented with two frames. Blake says, I felt unsafe, silenced. Baldoni says, I was protecting my name. Which leads to the question, when does a dispute about reputation become a legal dispute about harassment and retaliation? Let's continue to unpack that. Why focus on reputation? Because in this entire saga, both parties keep pointing to it. Blake claims her businesses were damaged by the alleged smear campaign. Baldoni says his reputation, and by extension his career and livelihood, was on the line. And reputation in Hollywood isn't fluff, it is currency. A compromised image can jeopardize deals, endorsements, future roles. It's not just gossip, it's business. The ironic bit, the legal case is about workplace harm, but the public narrative becomes about who cheated their brand, who said what on X, who lost face. And that twist is exactly what Baldoni's filing exploits. Take a moment and scroll through the headlines. The media loves an angle. Hollywood feud, smear campaign, power imbalance, bad behavior on set. In this case, both sides are actively shaping that narrative. For instance, Baldoni's team submitted as evidence a scene Lively allegedly improvised, claiming she kissed him in a cutscene, which bolsters their claim this was not one-way harassment. Meanwhile, journalists have aligned Lively's case with broader cultural movements around harassment and retaliation. Now we switch gears for a moment, you and me. Why should we care about a Hollywood drama? Because the themes scale down to everyday situations. If you ever feel your workplace is hostile, even subtly start documenting. Emails, dates, comments. The earlier you list the awkward comments, the better your future position. When reputation damage is threatened, whether in an office role or in your personal brand, recognize it's real. It doesn't just hurt feelings, it can hurt future opportunities. The trial between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni is scheduled for March 2026. Meanwhile, Baldoni's own counterlawsuit for defamation, extortion against Blake and others was dismissed in June 2025. Blake's concerns about comments, power imbalance, feeling unsafe, These are valid in the broader context of Hollywood's past. Baldoni's assertion that reputation matters is valid, too, especially in a business built on image. Ultimately, the law will ask, did the behavior meet the threshold for harassment or retaliation? And can reputation damage alone qualify? Share this article if you found the story revealing. Comment below with your thoughts. Do you lean toward Baldoni's reputation argument or Lively's hostile environment claim? Talk to a friend about one anecdote where you felt your reputation or your comfort was compromised, because storytelling helps clarity. I'll leave you with this. In life, reputation matters, but so does respect. If you're navigating a situation where those two clash, remember, you're not just a character in someone else's script. You're the author of your own.